So I'm going to use these these three thanks, Allie. These three saucers for our people. So I'm going to draw this out. Oh, quiet coyote. All right. So we're going to do that one. And I mean, you could one would suffice, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack them like this. We're going to look at that arrangement and kind of see how that works. So I encourage you to do this with me. It'll help you understand this a little bit better. And now for this other one that's down here, I mean, if you have two saws, three in total, you could just move this around and slide around. But even if you have just one, it's okay. You can totally do that. So the point is that you're making all these circles tangent to one another because we're trying to squeeze in as many people as we can. So I'm going to make this saucer in such a way so that it's tangent to the circle on the left and the circle on the right. So you have to move it around so that it is tangent. Okay, is that great? Now for a straight edge. Oh, okay, thanks, Allie. Now the straight edge, I just took a piece of paper and folded it.
What that means? That means be quiet and plus that is.
Nope.
Get yours.
Okay, I don't know where mine is. I'm just gonna borrow this.
Okay.
So I just took a piece of paper, folded it up. So if you don't have a straight edge or a ruler, just make a straight edge. Just take a piece of paper, fold it a bunch of times, and then that edge of the paper will be pretty firm.
Fold it like 4 or 5 times.
That's right, Allie. 4 or 5 times works. And so you're gonna make, this is gonna be the wall. And so we're gonna connect these tangent points here in the circle. And then we wanna make a perpendicular line from the edge of this wall that connects with this tangent point, that's tangent to this circle. So I'm gonna do this as best I can using a right angle. I'm gonna line up that straight edge here so it just touches the circle that I want. And then, there we go. And then I could fit in another circle down here, just making sure it's tangent to this circle and the edge of that room. And you can fill this in as you want with more circles as long as it's tangent to two, as you're using 2 tangent points to set that third circle. And then if we've done this somewhat correct, when we line up this circle, it should be tangent to these 3. It's not perfect, and that's because it's not, this is not the most perfect circle, and I overlapped, and I can already see this is not really tangent, but this one is, so it's okay. See, in that one, this is in real life, this would not allow 6 feet because there's an overlap there.
I'm 700 years old.
And so what I did is I showed, this is the corner of the paper here.
And I also, me, Allie, is 7. Me, Allie, Allie is 7. But I'm also 706.
So
I'm 706.
So what I did, this what we just drew, this thing we just drew is a zoomed in image of this top left corner of our pennies. And so we're going to look at this, and what we're looking at is not just the width across, and we could figure this out because if this is our 6 feet of distance, that's 6 feet. If this is 6 feet, that's 6 feet. And so it goes so on and so forth. But it's this vertical segment that we want to figure out, because if this is 6 feet, there's some overlap here. So we don't, there's a little bit of overlap that we need to figure out. So let's tinker with this and see what we can do. Now these are circles, and we want to find, the center point. So something we can use is paper folding to figure out where the centers are. So one way is to, shark fin soup. Oh, actually that'll work. We're gonna find the centers of these circles by folding our paper over. And I've done this in such a way, and you can look through the paper to see that they overlap. Now, it might be hard for you to see with this video, but I'm kind of trying to look through the paper and see the pen on the back of this paper so that it overlaps this edge of our circle, and this circumference of the circle lines up with this circumference. So great, so what we've just done is we found a line that goes through these two centers of the circle, but we want to be able to connect a line from the center of this circle to, say, this circle. So we're going to do the same kind of thing, folding it diagonally. Here we go. So the purpose of this was to locate the centers of these circles.